Good morning, good evening, Facebook. I just got cut off on my live feed, so I don't know how long this gonna last. That's my son. I got a vested interest in this violence that's going on. All right. It's Rob Fix, my producer. I do not no longer mess with Rob Fix. Everything that Rob Fix pertaining to this case and this person right here is evidence for a federal investigation. That's Judgment Day. I am Dred Scott. Blacks have no rights in which white America respects because blacks are property. That's all we are is property. It's Monopoly, the Millionaires Club, the Millionaires Club. This is the Billionaires Club. Dear President Trump, I am exposing the corruption in Maryland's Democratic Party. Senator Van Hollen, Senator Ben Cardin, Kwasi Mfume, Brooke Lieberman, Delegate McIntosh. All right. Governor Hogan, Brian Frost, Peter Francott, Scott Shellenberger. I have 52 public and elected officials that are getting millions of dollars from the corruption. Bobby Zirkin, Esquire, is my main witness. Police arrest man in Towson bomb threat. Kathleen Pugh is a witness. Rob Fix, the movie Letters Design. That's Rob Fix, and that's the toilet. All right. Storyboard. That's the storyboard. All right. That's the storyboard. Flash drive. I'm a cook. I'm not a terrorist. All right. That's Harry Spikes. The second. All right. All material submitted to your office. All right. All the material. And my son, Philip Davis. We talking about racism. Making a movie about the Democratic Party and the racism being the Democratic Party. Yeah, that's Pastor Jerome Stevens. That's my son. We're going to talk about Boys Village, Hickey. We're going to talk about Baltimore County Detention Center, Juvenile Detention Center. We're going to talk about the money you spent. Like I said, the Millionaires Club. This is the Millionaires Club. That's Nick Mosby and Marilyn Mosby. They're millionaires. That's Judge Bell. He's a millionaire. That's Congressman Cummings and Jayden Newton. That's a millionaire. These are the Millionaires Club. Loyola Blakefield. She's a millionaire. Adrian, Speaker of the House. Jack Young, millionaire. Now, if you go to Jimmy Britton, you talk to Jimmy Britton will tell you who I am. I'm Shorty. I'm a barbecue guy. I cater for 85% of the richest people in the state. I should be a millionaire, but I don't want to be a millionaire. I'd rather have 1 million friends than $1 million. That makes me a millionaire. And I built my legacy off of that philosophy. I don't need 1 million people to march. I need 1 million people to pay attention. We're talking about the money behind your prison industry. Black lives don't matter. Black bodies do. So go to Congressman Cummings' office and get my information. Go to WBAL and get my information. Go to the Speaker of the House and get my information. Go to Nick Mosby and Marilyn Mosby and get my information. Because like I said, I applied for Martin Luther King's job. We talking about being black and white America. Racism don't work without black cooperation. And when Martin Luther King was locked up, he wrote letters from a Birmingham jail. At the conclusion of a trial, I'm supposed to be compensated for my property. My property was stolen from me, and you got to pay me for that. The contents of the vehicle was $130 million. I Am Dred Scott as a movie. I got The Minority Report as a movie. I got 13 movies and I got 3 scripts already written. All right? The Art of Getting Money in your prison industry. You feel me? Like I said, that's Martin Luther King. That's me in the prison industry. I'm a Whistleblowers Act. The Whistleblowers Act. And I asked for the Whistleblowers Act in 2008. That's Eric Holder. All right? Senator Obama has a request slip on every grievance. That's a mail theft and vandalism complaint. And we was at the post office today. That's my number for the vandalism complaint. All right. Baltimore County Detention Center. was involved as well. All material enclosed. Federal criminal violations. Contact the Department of Justice. That's my case file. We're going to go from my mail from 1 to the present date. That's me. I was an inmate in the Baltimore County Detention Center. I was kidnapped February the 7th, 2011. I was kidnapped because I was making a movie about the Democratic Party. That's President Obama, like I said. Postal violations, vandalism, theft, Department of Justice. So all the mail from Barack Obama, all the mail from Scott Shellenberger, Mayor Moxley, Chief Hyatt in the prosecutor's office. Like I said, President Trump already got this. He ain't gonna let black people go. So I'm showing you that racism does exist in the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. The haves and the have-nots. Black lives don't matter. It's the money you make off black bodies that do. Like I said, Trump done had this for over a year. Commissioner Hyatt done had it since September 2019. That's Johnny Oleski asking for that federal investigation. I need an answer. And that's Marilyn Mosby, Corey McCrae, Nick Mosby, the Maryland Black Caucus, Stephanie Smith, Charles Sidnor. Y'all don't want this to come out because y'all got to free a lot of black people. White justice, black justice. And it ain't going to be just us. Shellenberger's your weakest link. I want a federal investigation. I want Shellenberger disbarred. He kidnapped me. You got 10,000 cases going to be reversed and remanded. The art of getting money. There's a sucker born every minute. That's Eric Holder. That's Michael Nearham. See the date? 2015. Department of Justice. Ronald Davis. Al Redmer. Because like I said, I was insured. That I got an insurance claim. There's no statute of limitations on fraud and fiduciary fraud when the courts in the state commits the fraud. And that's Brian Frost. And that's my main witness, Mayor Pugh. Brian Frost, Mayor Pugh. Get my testimony in Annapolis. Get my testimony in City Hall. Get my case file from Illinois. Get the material from Stephanie Rawlins Blake. And get that audit from the IRS. I need a federal and state audit. We talking about the census. I was kidnapped from my residency in 2011 for the 2010 census. You feel me? And y'all doing the census now. You feel me? Y'all doing the census now. So let's talk about the 2010, 2020, and let's have an audit. I want to audit on the Maryland Black Caucus, the money that y'all create and come in. McFadden, Barbara Robinson, Nathaniel Oates, Kathleen Pugh, Nick Mosby. Yeah, I want a federal and state audit because we're going to start counting your money. Your Millionaires Club. The way that you created the racketeering and fraud in the courts. In the Democratic Party with the racism. Just because you got black faces don't mean that racism don't exist. Like I said, I'm a caterer, I'm a cook. I should be in the Millionaires Club. But those are the people behind the Millionaires Club. Those are the people behind the Millionaires Club. You feel me? Those are the people behind the Millionaires Club. Y'all make millions of dollars off of black bodies. And Jane Miller got this. Governor Hogan got this. Governor Hogan and Al Redmer got this. You feel me? So Mosby, get it from the Hardins. Department of Justice had it since 2018. It's the art of getting money. And the Department of Justice is protecting the Democratic Party. Like I said, I ain't got nothing to hide. I'm an independent filmmaker. I'm making a movie about you. That's my certificate of birth. All right? I'm a 50s baby. Emmett Till was your Freddie Gray. Your Tyrone West. That says I'm white. I'm the whitest black man you ever know. See when I was born? 12/26/59. 12/26/59. 2:16 a.m. Numbers mean something. So does color. You feel me? Started getting money. Y'all make a lot of money off of black bodies. So let's talk about it. Governor O'Malley's prison industry. And I just served you up. If you want to change the old guard, then you got to give me access to the grand jury. Me and you had this conversation face to face, not just on social media. That's Mayor O'Malley's prison industry. And I named the judges, the politicians that are part of it. You got mail. That's me, like I said. Your prison industry, your prison, and the census. We're going to make sense of all of this. That's Adam May. Consent to be videotaped. You need to play the whole hour-and-a-half interview that I did at Adam May at Spring Grove Medical Facility. WJZ won't play it. The Parole Commission won't play it. But I'm going to show you the money behind it. WJZ, Kai Jackson, Vic Carter. The money behind the prison industry. I signed it. That's videotape. Like I said, I'm going to show you the money that you make behind prescription medication, making drug addicts out of inmates. That's Governor O'Malley. That's Governor O'Malley. That's States Attorney Schellenberger. And that's the Department of Justice ID number. That's the Department of Justice. Okay? All evidence submitted to. Like I said, I was making a movie. That's my producer. And that's the storyboard that just took me. Stole. No attack occurred. No attack occurred. That's my film crew. I'm no longer associated with Rob Fix. I had these white boys making a documentary about racism and they got mad. Rob Fix got mad because I was pointing out the racism in the white community. Racism don't work without black cooperation, and we had it all on film. Everything that Rob Fix got belongs to me. That's my film crew. You feel me? That's my film crew. And that's Shellenberger. I put that toilet in front of the school board, and that was the shoe shine box. That showed the asbestos and lead removal that I did. That's Brown and O'Malley. That's Governor O'Malley. That's Dwayne G. Davis, a voice for the people. Tough on crime, Shorty's voice. That's Ehrlich. That's 92Q. That's TV1. Yeah, 92Q Franksky. TV1, Kathleen Hughes. I work for y'all. That's ABC2 News. Justin Burke had this. Mark Marion had it. Christian Schaefer had this. I gave them this book. It's the Minority Report. They got this. Christian Schaefer got it. I gave about 13 copies. Al Redmer got it. Governor Hogan got it. That's President Obama. That's 2015. Congressman Cummings got it. Cardinals had it. Mikulski had it. The ACLU and the Department of Justice. They got this. This is where President Obama asked for an investigation into the prison industry. This is your prison industry. This is the investigation. Right here. Kerry Cogwa, U.S., Dearborn Street. I went home on vacation. I came back on probation. That's Michael Nearham in the letter that I wrote him. See who got it? President Obama, Judge Bridges, the Waukegan No Sun, the Baltimore Sun, the Chicago Tribune, John Bailey, and Sheriff Paran. That's me, 2010. I told y'all what I was going to do to y'all in 2010. Judge Boris, Governor O'Malley, Governor Quinn, Judge Bell, Carl Snowden, all right, NAACP, Office of the Division of Civil Rights, Judge Boris. That's Judge Bell. All right, that's Judge Bell. That's Congressman Cummings. That's Carl Stokes. All right. It's making a movie about y'all. Knowingly lied to the grand jury, Mr. Waller. That's me. You kidnapped me. Notarized. That's Athea Welsh from the Attorney Disciplinary Committee. Athea Welsh. While I was locked up. Waller, Ken LaRue have committed perjury. All right. The submission of perjury. All right. I wrote everything down and it's documented. right here. These are the laws that you broke as the state. False records were represented to the grand jury. Barratry. All right. False arrests. All right. Grand jury hearing. Documents signed off to fail to produce. Yeah. See who got it? Governor Blagojevich, Patrick Fitzgerald, and the Attorney General Lisa Madigan. That's Mr. Waller in the case. All right. Like I said, this is the book. Received 9 pages. Washington, D.C. State Senate. Ben Cardin's. 2013. Miss Gion. Senator Cardin's. 2007. Falls Road. Blagojevich's office. Senator Blagojevich. In regards to your documentary, I will not be able to appear in your documentary. Well, Senator Cardin's was in my documentary today. Senator Cardin's was in my documentary today. And that clearly states a documentary. This is the Shorty documentary. Shorty documentary. This is the Sundance Film Festival. All right, 2009. That's Brooke Lieberman. That's Mr. Bush Miller. Yeah. These are our elected officials because I was making a documentary about y'all. That's John Bailey and Karen Levy, my lawyers. That's Boyd Rutherford. That's Governor Hogan. To whom it may concern, in good, valuable consideration, Rob Fix Entertainment and Media. Civility on the 6th day of protest. Davis calls it art and activism. That's Rob Fix, my producer. That's Governor O'Malley in the Get Shorty program. That's Corey McCrae. All right? That's Governor O'Malley. And that's the email from Internal Affairs when the police came in my house in 2010. Councilman Branch got it. The city solicitor had it. Mayor Stephanie Rawlins Blake. And these are the emails. That's James Moses. All right? This is Senate Bill 374. I want access to the grand jury. And she's blocking me access to the grand jury. I request the opportunity before the Baltimore City grand jury. You've been blocking it since 2014. That's the law. You represent me. You represent me. You represent me. This is the White House. You represent me. It's your prison industry. And this is a documentary. Blagojevich went to jail, so can Governor O'Malley. Blagojevich went to jail, so can 52 of the Democratic Party members. Prison industry, whistleblower. 7th District, Elijah Cummings, April. Okay? Crimes, drugs, judiciary. Bought down material added to my case file. Congressman Cummings, 2018, 15. That's the Minority Report. That's Shellenberger. That's Senate Bill 374, accessing the grand jury. I want to access the grand jury. Stephanie Smith. Senate Bill 374. This is Dear States Attorney Marilyn Mosby. I respectfully asking to access the grand jury, as well as Police Commissioner Kevin Davis to assist me in accessing the grand jury to bring charges against Scott Shellenberger for malicious prosecution, false imprisonment, abuses of power of his office, and prosecutorial discretion concerning the state of Maryland versus Dwayne G. Davis. All right? Theft of property, knowingly bringing false charges to the grand jury, obstruction of justice, knowingly locking up a whistleblower concerning the corruptions in the courts in Baltimore City and Baltimore County under Governor O'Malley's administration. Governor O'Malley's prison industry. Now here, I filed a witness protection program application. All right. Greg Bernstein. 5 days later, I was locked up. All right. On January 28th, 2016, Advocacy Day, I shared my concerns with Senate Judiciary Chairman Senator Bobby Zirkin, Senator Lisa Gladden, Delegate Moon, Jill P. Carter, various members of the House and Senate Judiciary Committees. I exhaust all remedies at city, county, state, and federal levels. Congressman Elijah Cummings, Barbara Mikulski, Ben Cardin, Congressman Dutch Rufusberger. 5/8/2008, President Obama, Senator Obama asked for a full investigation into my incarceration. It's your prison industry. It's Governor O'Malley since 2006. I got 14 years of you on tape. I got your Marilyn Mosby denying me access to the grand jury. This is case number 07CF. I got a right to defend myself. People of the state of Illinois versus Dwayne Davis for a witness list. And the witness list was Pastor Caples, my brother Mark Davis, Lionel Farmer, Herbert Stackhouse, Art Peterson, Joe McFarland, Renee Whitehead, Angie Wilson, Ruth Wilson, Hugo. See, all these people is in my movie. Mayor Rockingham, Mayor Hyde, Buddy Carpenter, Dennis Sawyer, Elder Derek, Val King of Jesus' Name, Tammy Brown. All these people is in the movie. And I was making a movie about the prison industry. That's my lawyer, Mr. Bailey. These is handwritten notes. All right. Handwritten while I was in jail, like Martin Luther King letters from a Birmingham jail. These are the laws, all right, and the cases. Because like I said, I'm a jailhouse lawyer. I didn't sleep at day's end. I got it in. That's Mr. Gant. All right, Circuit Court. That's the case number. David Irwin, attorney at law. Ed Norris, CBS radio and talk show host. Cheryl Nelson, Dwayne Gerald Davis Jr., Philip Davis, Congressman Elijah Cummings, Rob Fix, Glenn Weinblatt, Sheriff Fisher, Cardins, Barack Obama. That's in February of 2008. Because like I said, I went home on vacation, came back on probation. I was making a movie while I was at home, and it was already in the actions. Michael Waller, Judge Starks, Judge Rossetti, Judge Boris, Judge Foreman, Audrey Nixon, Angelo Kyle, Robert Sabanjan Jr., Sheriff Coran, Robert Evans Sr. Sovereign immunity does not apply. My constitutional rights have witnesses appear at my trial. See the date? February 2011. Yeah, February 1st, 2008. That's James Hammond. To whom it may concern. This letter is written February 1st, 2008. Dwayne Davis, leasee at the Ridge Country Store. James Hammond canceled my lease the same day that I filed this paperwork, February 1st, 2008. I was locked up in another state, and he canceled my lease. That means he got to compensate me for my losses because I wasn't evicted. I didn't break the lease. And this was received. See the date? February 14th. It was received. See that? The state of state of Maryland charged me with these crimes. This is what you charged me with. Jaquish Davis charged me with harassment. You charged me with burglary. You charged me with theft. You charged me with... And I went to court for this. And you dropped all the charges. You feel me? I went to court for this and you dropped all the charges. You dropped all the charges because you didn't want to have a jury trial. I asked for a jury trial. Because you stole property from me. 1402 Lochner. I was kidnapped by the state and Shellenberger did this. That's the case. That shows you abuses of power. I was insured by Brother Insurance, and that's my policy number. I was insured. See the date? 2007. I was insured. Jake ain't on the lease. So he couldn't have took possession of my property. You feel me? That's the forged check. That's Dwayne G. Davis Sr. I was in jail in 2008, remember? Jake Davis wrote a lease to James Hammond, remember? That's not my signature. I couldn't have signed that check while I was in jail. That's Bank of America. Yeah, see the date? Banking violations. Merchant statement. Falls Road. Merchant statement. Credit cards. James Hammond. That's my signature. I paid off my rent. James Hammond didn't evict me. That was 12/12. I went home on vacation, came back on probation. That film is dated 12/22/2007 that you stole. These are the forged checks while I was locked up. I didn't sign these checks. Those signatures don't match. That signature ain't that signature. That's forgery. That's forgery. And y'all accepted it. That means that James Hammond wrote a lease to Jake Davis, but he was signing accepting checks in my name. That's against the law. James Hammond, that's against the law. All right. Controller, Sidnor, Glenn, Leslie. All right. Sidnor had this since 2017. So y'all been shielding this corruption. Y'all been shielding this corruption because y'all had this. Now, if you go to Shorty's Voice, that's for the film festival. That's about the war on drugs. That's me coming to City Hall. This one is the FBI. This is the prison industry. Yeah, I got everything I need on film. That's the Shorty movie. That's Mark Marion. That's Jeff Sessions. That's Eric Holder. That's Sarbanes, Mikulski, Cardins, the Maryland, yeah. And that's me with the toilet. That's the toilet you locked me up for. And I was making a movie about you. That's NBC News, New York. That's the general manager, John Weibel, WBAL. And this is it right here. I'm going to give you a preview. This is,
You love my ribs.
But you brought us down some. I can't remember the argument.
But we were just having a discussion about racism in the judicial system. We were talking about how we getting locked up on astronomical rates.
That's definite. It does occur.
And I'm going to send this man a videotape of everything I've been doing, but this is one of my people here when I was doing the underground. I was talking about doing this, and he loved my ribs.
But you brought us down some that about a week or two later, me and a couple of buddies, and they were good. That's why I grabbed you today. I saw you walking. I remember that brother from Chicago. That's why I grabbed you.
All right. Well,
okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You got my email address.
I got your email address, but we're going to write it down because I got to have it written down. I ain't good with memory in the camera.
No, all right.
But we got you on. You want to be a part of this.
Okay, because that's www.jhu.edu. I'm on there. Okay.
Stowe's Uncle Tom's Cabin, published in 1852, rocked the nation with its brutal revelations. Though a work of fiction, it was based on the lives of real people with whom the author was acquainted, including Lewis Clark, who lived in Sugar Grove. The book sold 300,000 copies within 1 year and was immediately translated into 19 languages. By 1860, there were more than 1 million copies circulating in the United States and more than 2 million abroad.
About slavery.
President Lincoln himself said that the publication of Uncle Tom's Cabin did more to bring about the Civil War than any other single event. Stowe rightfully believed that it was only through the eyes of the fugitive slaves themselves that the nation could truly understand the horrors of slavery and what it meant to finally be free.
I'm still a slave. I'm a political prisoner living in exile in my own country. My representatives won't represent me, and they have black faces and black skins. But they protect the money that black bodies is worth. For the plantation cash crop. Biden sitting in the White House, it don't matter if Trump's sitting in the White House, because the only thing that we provide are votes and money for their prison industry. We got we spend over $1 trillion a year. We don't own a bank. We don't own nothing in America but our black skin. Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry. I sent Oprah Winfrey this. Gayle King had this. So the haves and the have-nots has been divided already. Corey McRae got this. Snead got this. Our elected officials got it. Leave me at. I don't need 1 million people to march. I need 1 million people to pay attention. You don't see me running with no crew and no posses, because that's what killed Martin and that's what killed Malcolm. Those entourages were filled with FBI agents. I got an underground. When I need to see my friends, all I got to do is holler mic check. When I need to see my friends, I just hit social media and say, meet me. The underground is strong.